Hi, we're on our second chat. We got kicked out of our first one, so I'm just doing an intro. This is February 6, 2019, and we're on video number 2. Let me tell everyone here. I see some of you all are coming over. Sorry about that. I don't know what exactly happened. And normally it would come back, but it did not today. So let me go back into the new chat box. And we'll probably lose some people now that that happened, because I find a lot of people don't read the chat box. So thank you, Eric. He says, blame it on the rain. Yeah, we are in a swamp. I was driving on the highway and I'm in the fast lane, and all of a sudden it started having a lot of puddles in the far left lane. I'm like, oh my goodness, my car was hydroplaning. It's like, oh no, let's get in the middle lane. So thank you all for coming over. I know we're going to lose a lot of people. I had like probably 50 to 60 people in the other one, so I appreciate you all coming back over here. Hi, Lauren. So Francesca is here. She says hi, TNL. We got Doris Dale. She says hi, everyone. Hi, Doris. Welcome to the live chat. We just got kicked out. All right, so I'm not over there anymore. I try to put messages down in the bottom of that before I close out. And Rose says, not that I was contributing much. It seemed like it was something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't have a clue. Oh, I do want to talk about, I want to see if any of these puzzles in here, let's see if I can just open this book up. I haven't even looked in here. I thought I would look in here earlier before I was able to get here today. Let's see, what has my week been like? Maybe I'll start there. I'm just all over the place. I need to take this shirt off. I'm hot. My week, my heat press came, which you all know I've done a video on, and I've been basically trying to learn and play with that. And then when my cousin gave me an order on Monday, so I've been basically dealing with that, doing shopping for supplies. I did some shopping online, so I'll have another haul. I already had some stuff for the heat press that I got in a video coming up, but I went and bought some more items as well. But I probably won't do a haul on those, because it's like some of it is duplicate, because she saw my gold on these shirts, the black shirts back there. So I had to go buy more supplies because I didn't want to wait for it to come in the mail. But yeah. I just been busy. It's like I've been doing a lot of desk work, a lot of chasing stuff. Been in my mom's house about 2 or 3 times. She's pretty funny. So yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of actual quilting. I did quilt on this quilt, so let me take you around and show you some of that. So it's gonna get a little bumpy here. Shrivia says it's not clear. You can't hear me? Bad picture. I'm getting a bad picture on here, but it's not a bad picture right there. I don't know what that's about. My picture is perfectly clear where I'm recording, but I'm looking on my phone and it looks really bad. Do we want to close out again and start over? I'm just going to title the video number 3. I can't show you much of the quilt because it's still rolled up, but I did get all the way to the end, and I'm just doing like a piano key border where I'm doing a 1-inch and then a 1/4 inch line. So, okay. Well, then I won't worry about it because, like I said, most of the quilt is folded up, and I was just going to show you the border, and it's not going to be very clear. You can't even read this shirt, right? Because I can't even see the shirt on my phone. Let me turn it and see if I can read it. Nope. So you're not going to be able to see anything. So Linda Griffith says, bye. This is too disconcerting for me. Next time. I can't control technology. I'm looking at a very clear screen, but for some reason it kicked us out, and now it's not as sharp. So I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Mary was asking me about the shower cap in. I did a haul on just some various things, and I did like not a shower cap, it was a steamer cap. Like you put it's a gel cap that you can use for conditioning or hot oil treatments on your hair, and you put it in a microwave for a few minutes. I can't remember how long you put it in there, but then the heat lasts for like 10 minutes, and actually I timed it, it lasts for like 15 minutes. And so then I heated it again for like a minute or whatever, and then put it back on my head for another 10 to 15 minutes. But I found after that second 15 minutes, the cap with all the gel in it, it got really heavy on the back of my neck. So you got to pay attention to that if you're going to use that cap. And I know Bonita was asking about the cap as well, but I felt like it did a pretty decent job. So yeah, now I got on that quilt. I see Diane says, oh, exciting, quilt is almost done. On that quilt, I now got to do 2 corner blocks, and then the side borders have to be done. And then I need to piece. I have some scrappy binding. I plan to use scrappy binding on it, and then I'm going to use that on this quilt. So I need to make sure I have enough to go around this quilt. I need 400 inches of binding. And Margie says, I think she's talking about helping me with the silhouette where it's cutting through. Reverse your lettering, which I do, and then put your transfer paper on top to catch your pieces. You should be good. What I do is I put the transfer paper, I peel it off the mat, and then I go ahead and put the pieces that are together. I go ahead and stick that to the contact paper, and then I put the other pieces that came out of it back in before I start weeding. And that's kind of how I've been getting around it. We got Margaret Knox. She says hi. Hi, Margaret. Eric says 400 inches. How big is this quilt? It's 97 or 97. It's 97 or 98 square inches. I can't remember which one now. But I tend to make my quilts, at least for my beds, 96 inches square. And I think this ended up being just a little bit bigger. Good night, Shrivia. Judy Smith says, can you tell us more about national quilt shows? Is there more than one? Where is there located? Time, year, etc. I can't tell you about every national quilt show, Judy. You're going to have to do some searching, and if you just Google national quilt shows, they'll come up. I think I answered your question when you asked me this. I can't remember if you sent me an email or if you asked me in the comments, but I did answer your question. I just know about the national shows that I go to. I know about IQF. They have one in March or April, that's in Rosemont, Illinois. That's the small one. And then they have the big one that's in Houston in November every year. And then AQS, they have so many shows, I can't keep up with all of them. But I go to the one in Paducah that's always the fourth week of April. There are a lot of other national shows that I am not even aware of, I've never been to. So I can't do that. You'll have to do some Googling and then you can see what's close to your area. I know they have shows in Des Moines for AQS. Somebody just mentioned QuiltCon was in Nashville this year. I don't know when or actually where. Trying to think. AQS is a lot of places, and I just can't remember where they're all located. They even are in Paducah in the spring as well. They just started that one maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So there are a lot of national quilt shows. We got Sharon Davenport here. She says hello from Northeast Texas. And Judy says thanks. I may have missed your message. Yes, I did reply, and I told you what I think I told you what I knew, and then you have to look up some of the other ones. But like you got Road to California that just happened in California. We talked about that last week, but I don't know any other particulars on that because that's not something that I would go with. And then Eric says, start with these. You got APQS, Paducah, IQF, Rosemont, Illinois, IQF, Houston, QuiltCon moves around every year. And those probably are your biggest ones that are attended by most quilters. And then I know that there's an African American quilt show that's held every year as well, but I'm not sure. Last time I think it was in Kansas, but I can't remember where, and they might be in Kansas this year as well. We got Pat Moffitt here. She says hello from New Hampshire, better late than never. Welcome to the chat, Pat. This is actually our second room. We got kind of kicked out of the first one, and now our reception is not very good, so I apologize for that. Lauren King says there's a Dallas Quilt Show that's March 8th through the 10th of this year. Jennifer Mizard says, I'm finally getting here and you're probably almost done. Hi, T. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah. Sorry about the reception, everybody. I can't control it. Mine's look very clear, but it's not coming through clear here. But again, we got kicked out of our first room, so maybe we're having some reception area because we are having a lot of rain here in the area. And our lines are not buried. They're going from the pole. So that could be reason why it's not working right. Jennifer is asking Eric, hi Eric, you behaving tonight? He's been doing really good. Michelle says, did you make the decal on your hoodie? My daughter is watching with me and she thinks it represents Boy Scouts. No, it isn't. It's actually a fleur-de-lis. It's representing New Orleans. This is one of my line dance hoodies, and I only bought one. We do a different color shirt every year with a different logo. We actually do this every other year, but we put the design on the back, and you're not going to be able to see it though, but it's a full back design. So, but it's actually a fleur-de-lis with the letters NBB3, which is Nola Bash 3. What's the other B for? I can't remember. It's one of those days. Nola Bayou Bash. That's what it is. And this was the third time we've done it. They went last year in December and I didn't go. So that was number 4. And then number 5 will be in 2020. And that might be our last time going. The people that organize it say they're getting tired of doing it, because we bring, when we line dance and we go to New Orleans, we take about, I'm gonna guess and say like maybe 1,200 to 1,500 line dancers to New Orleans. So they have to get like 2 and 3 hotels and all the dance areas and meeting areas that we need while we're there for those 4 days. So it's a lot of work. Wasn't impressed with the piecework, but very impressive quilting and long arm work. Oh, they're talking about a quilt show. I don't know what Diane is saying. No Ben in the corner. Oh, it's my pleasure, Michelle. There is no telling what this looked like with this bad reception. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know you couldn't see the back. Maybe I'll just wear it again. I had just put it on as an overshirt. I went outside to go deliver. I ordered some mail. I delivered some mail to the post office that I had paid for some, shirts I put out, and then I had a couple orders off of my website. So I put those into the mail today. So I just threw this on to go do that, and then I just decided, oh well, no need to change. Just leave it on for the video. So I'll show it to you again because this back is really awesome on here. It's a shame you can't see it. But every year our shirts are really nice that they do for our New Orleans trip. And they're screen printed, which is a whole nother different can of worms. And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna get into that, but I've been looking at videos, and that's part of the reason why I've been doing a lot of research on silhouette. I've been doing a lot of research on screen printing, a lot of research on vinyl printing, a lot of research on where people get their products from. And I've been checking a lot of that out. And it all takes time, because if I'm going to get into doing shirts or making shirts, I want to make sure that I'm getting a good price. And then when I went to Gildan, and I did sign up to be a wholesaler there. But then the shirts are reasonable when you start out, and then when you add shipping on, it gets to be a lot expensive. And so I don't want to order 200 shirts and don't know if I can sell 200 shirts. So it's all a learning curve. So I've been just doing a lot of learning this past week. So, but I'll show you this shirt again. I'll try to leave it out because it's not going to get washed. I've only had it on like 2 hours, and I got another shirt under it. So I'll show it to you next week. Eric's acting up again. We got Slowing Down Joe says hello from 28 degrees, Aloha, Oregon. And then Eric is down there saying giddy up. He's a mess. He is a mess. Oh, that's what Diane was saying. She hadn't had time to put Eric in the corner. Okay. And then Billy is also saying that there's a quilt expo in Arlington, Texas in August. See, that's one I didn't know about. Eric says there's a sewing expo in Wisconsin, I think, but it's sewing, so you got fashion and quilting and everything sewing. And then Michelle says that is smart business practice. Go to I say yes, I do love screen printed shirts more than I do vinyl shirts. With vinyl shirts, you definitely don't want to dry your shirts. You can machine wash them, but I don't dry any of my t-shirts anyway because it's just saves on electricity for me. So I always I hang about 90% of my clothing. So say we're buffering again. I'm moving here, so I hope it's still working. So anytime you're taking on a new endeavor, it takes up a lot of your time, and you know, I'm interested in learning and I love learning. So, and it's on a topic that I'm really interested in. So, like I said, I've been spending like hours and hours just looking at YouTube stuff. And I'll try to like pick up stuff. And then I'm finding this is a messy job because when you're weeding, you got all of this stuff that you're weeding. And when you only do it for one shirt, like what I was doing for myself, it was, you know, pretty easy to weed. And then when I started weeding for my cousin, just doing those 6 shirts at a time that I did right in a row because I had done 2 earlier, it's like, oh, okay, so you need to have a place to put all of this stuff. So yeah, so I'm learning a whole lot. So yeah, we're still blurred. I don't know what's up with that, and I hate to just go out and do it again because we'll lose even more people. So like I said, you don't have to you don't have to see me. So at least you can hear me. That's the main thing. And I did not plan this book like I thought I was, so I can't really find anything that I can. I thought that this thing would have something that we could do online, but maybe not. It's got like a lot of those logic puzzles where you're filling in a diagram, and it's all dealing with quilt related stuff. Quilt retreat deliveries. So I was, and then they've got like stuff that's word scramble, but I can't give you that on the screen either. You can't even see. So that just defeated the whole purpose of the book. I thought it was going to be like one of those things where they'll ask you questions. So yeah. So I can't even do this on the screen. I had never opened the book. But I bought this so that I can use it at retreats and things like that when we need to have some kind of activities. And then maybe like use them for, and then the winner will get a prize, or put people in a group and maybe that group get to do something special. And sometimes the special may not, it could be having you showcase something, you know. It doesn't have to be an actual physical gift. You think if we refreshed it, I think everybody is blurred though. So I'm thinking it's my reception that kicked me out. Let me try to refresh and see if it's any different. See if that works. Nope. Didn't work at all. And it's so it is my reception. We, like I said, we have a lot of rain here, so I'm thinking that's why we got kicked out earlier. And our lines are on the pole. They have started some neighborhoods where they've been doing they're burying the lines so that they don't have all of these issues that come with having your wires on a pole to your house. So, but we don't have that in my neighborhood yet. Judy says, thanks everyone for all the info for the shows. I definitely am looking for those that have long arm machines. Taking T's suggestion to look at long arms at show. Yes, and that's the best place to look at them, because if you go to, so you want to go to like AQS shows, they're bigger shows like the Paducah show, or IQF is where you would have every manufacturer as well. So you want to go to more of your bigger shows. And I don't know if like QuiltCon has it. And I don't know, Judy, what area did you say you live in? Somebody maybe can tell you what's the closest to your area. And then Eric's advice is look at shows, but don't get pressured into buying at the show. Do your homework because it's a big investment. Rose says she tried refreshing and it did not help her either. I am so sorry, but I'm just thinking it's just my line. Hi, Pamela. We got bad reception here, but everybody can hear me, so I'm sorry about the reception. Welcome to the chat. And we just got Judy says she's in North Carolina. So are there any shows on the East Coast then that she can go to? See, I don't know. I don't go that way for shows. So somebody help her with some shows in on the East Coast. Eric says, I went to Gamble Booth at Houston and said I was interested in purchasing, and she took me right to the top of the line $40,000 machine. That's because you look like you have money. Sorry, guys, I hit the camera there. Yes, indeed. She talked to Eric real good. She hardly even wanted to talk to me because all I wanted was software. 10,000 wasn't enough for her. Loretta is back. Hi. Sorry we left you over there. Pamela says it's raining cats and dogs here. Yes, indeed. Mary says, did you buy a long arm for the intention of doing business, or did you just want one? I bought a long arm because I'm a persnickety quilter. I don't like really big open area pantos where my quilt turns and looks like a comforter. Some people like that look and I don't. So I was paying for people to do my long arm quilting, and I pay more because I want more denser quilting. And most of my quilting that I did, that I sent out, because I didn't send every quilt out, I was paying, I want to say like almost $300 for like a queen size quilt, say 100 by 100. So I have so many quilt tops, and I still have a lot. I have done a lot, but I still have a lot because I make a lot with my scrap quilting club. But I had over 50 quilt tops that needed to be quilted, not works in progress, just quilt tops. And so I decided by the time I paid somebody to quilt that stuff, that I could buy my own machine, and that's exactly what I did. I did not buy it to go into business. I don't even advertise my long arm quilting like that. It's on my website as a statement, but I'm not like pushing it at people because I'm so busy into doing other stuff, and I want to make sure that I can still continue to also quilt and make my own projects. So I don't even push it like that. I just have about, I'm just going to guess and say like 10 to 15 customers that I machine quilt for. And most of them only do like seasonal stuff, Christmas, birthdays, special occasions, things like that. So basically I bought it to save myself some money. Eric says he blamed the look of money on the fact that he was wearing Rob Appel's shirt. Yeah, Eric went through, everybody thought he worked for Rob Appel, so that is funny. I'm still getting notifications on my phone, just making sure nothing is coming through. So I really don't have anything. I have been basically just working with the heat press, learning how to use it, designing, and educating myself. I did do a lot on this quilt though, and I just got to do 2 more borders and 2 corners and then the binding. So hopefully I will find some time. I got a busy weekend though. We got a quilt show at the Ferguson Library. So if you're in the St. Louis metro area, there's a quilt show at the Ferguson Library on, let me get the dates, the 8th and the 9th, which is Friday and Saturday. And it's doing library hours. I think the library opens on Friday at 10, or is it 9? They open at 9, but the show doesn't start till 10. So yeah, but basically just doing library hours on Friday and Saturday. They're having a quilt show, so I plan to attend that. I probably will be there on Friday and not on Saturday though. So I'll try to videotape it. It's going to be a small quilt show, but I will videotape whatever's there. You all have seen my quilts that I entered because I just entered I entered the windmill quilt that I did, and because it was already out of storage. And then I had another quilt that what was the name of it? I can't remember the name of the tool now, but I was going to teach a class and I had a quilt out. And so I just pulled the 2 quilts that were already out of storage because it really didn't matter. Diane says maybe I weren't tall enough for the Gamma people to take notice of me. She couldn't see me behind Eric. It was so funny. I was walking down the aisle trying to tape some of the aisle action. And Eric said, "Do you want me to hold that up for you?" And he held it up. It was like such a big difference. But yeah, but Eric said she was standing right in front of me. Yeah, it was just weird. It's like, and so, you know, she didn't really want to talk to me at all. When I just said I was looking to see the difference, you know, Elevate, because I wasn't even talking about the Statler software. And I think Elevate is like 10 or 12,000 and Statler is like some ridiculous amount, like another 15, 16,000. They're all ridiculous, but yeah, I need to start just going around and actually using all the software that's out. That's what I need to do before I decide what I'm going to buy on that. So I don't have anything else to add. I haven't had anything to share because I've been doing a whole lot of office work. And I did some videotape and I put up a few videos, but I haven't had time to edit the other videos. So maybe that's what I'll do. And then I got Friday, I'm going to not be in at home. I'm going to be at the library at the show. And then Saturday I have a meeting. I need to do these taxes. So I don't know if I'm going to even do any sewing on that in the next week. So we'll see. But yeah. So thumbs up the video, everybody. Show some love. That's Eric. Thank you, Eric, for doing that. And I don't have anything else. Anybody got any questions before I go ahead and end for tonight? And see, on my phone, I can't even see where I can thumbs up while I'm actually watching the video. So it's very weird. I think that's part of it. It's like depending on what device you're on. I don't even know if I can thumb up on my Mac. I mean, on my iPad, I can't. But I'm also in YouTube mode on there. But on my phone, you would think that I should be able to thumbs up, but nope. I think it's only on the desktop that you can do thumbs up while you're watching. Good night, Loretta. Let me go back down to the bottom. Somewhere I got all the way up to the top in the chat. So good night, everybody. I will see you all next week. Hopefully we'll have dry weather here, so we're not having interference with the internet service here. And Michelle says she can't open YouTube on her phone. Pat says, thanks for the visit. You're all so much fun. Time to do a little piecing before bed. Good night, Pat. Hopefully we'll see you next week and have some better reception. So sorry about the reception tonight, guys, and for us getting kicked out of the first one. So I'm in full, well, see, when I'm recording on my tablet, Diane, I'm in full screen mode. It automatically puts me in full screen mode, so I can't reduce it down. But if I was just watching on my tablet, I could have a split screen. But on my phone, it won't even let me have a split screen. So it's just, I know you can't see the text, but it doesn't even give me that option. When I pull all the way down, it's not there. Let me just see, it's not there for me to do a thumbs up. So yes. So thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. I will see you all next week, maybe hopefully with better reception. So bye, everybody. trying to wait for, I just saw it wave to tell you all good night because I'm always ahead of you all receiving info. So I'll see you all. Can I turn sideways for what? For what? You all are funny. And I barely saw that because for some reason my chats have totally disappeared now.